Hello everybody, welcome back here to Calving Farms. And first of all, sorry I haven't posted in a while. Secondly, I'm on the phone here rather than the GoPro, forgot to bring with me over to the yard, but we're here bringing all the cattle down from the top shed down to the bottom shed. That's because they're being shipped off today. They're heading to Algeria, so the boat is in the Waterford Rosslare, so these are going to be shipped down there, loaded up today, and they're heading away to Africa. This group here, then they're staying either not in calf or too close to calving, something like that. So they're a group that are being pulled off. There's one in here, one in this group here, you see at the back with the red mark on her there. So I have to get her out. But yeah, turned out good, yeah, heifers. These are ones from the top shed there, they're a bit smaller. But yeah, they've turned out well, nice condition on them. Lovely bits of heifers now. So nice bits of heifers. So once we get these loaded and stuff, I'll talk about what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. So out of the 86 that was rearing here for the crowd, there's 3 bulls, they're not going, and then there is another 7 or 8 then, like I said, either not in calf or too close to calving, or for whatever reason aren't going. So there's 75 heifers leaving here today. David, who I was rearing the 8 other heifers for, he collected the 8 and he dropped off 14 this year, so we'll have a look at them later on. And I have a bit of a surprise. I don't think I've said this to you, but I have 2 surprises. Hopefully it'll go well and they'll be in this video. Apart from that then, one of the Dexters then, one of the calves got pneumonia a couple of weeks ago, swelled like a balloon, so I'll stick that in here now. So he's in there now, and as you can see there's an awful amount of swelling there, so we have to do something quick. So needle in the side. Only needle I have is this one, so. Can you hear it? And after all that then, the yard is an absolute mess, so over the next couple of weeks I'm going to have to get things together for the springtime, because I swear to God, it's like a bomb went off. An absolute bomb went off. As well as that, over the last couple of weeks, be quiet, I'm trying to film. Thank you. Over the last couple of weeks there, I was taking part in the Farm Well Hub initiative. That's something that is there to try and help with mental health and farmers' wellness, physical activity, things like that. Then with this crack then with these heifers, I had to blood them 4 times, test them twice, quarantine them since that last video. So they're about 100 days in quarantine. It should only be 30 days, but the boat kept getting delayed, so kept getting pushed back, which is understandable. So the boat docked yesterday, so it's definitely in the port, so these are going today, 100%. The timber then has been an absolute pain in the hole. Still have a ball of it, have some of it over there, and it makes a mess of the place. If anybody has any ash dieback, leave it fucking standing, because it's not worth taking it out. Honestly, it's just been, it's nearly a year now and it's been completely torture and completely pointless taking it out. We might as well just left it standing.
Rams. 5.
Up. Go on. Go on. Shh, 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 shh. Go on. Go on. Up. I've never seen the individual floors come up before. They're a fair old job now. So you can see there, cattle are on an elevator here. So instead of a ramp going up, it's just each individual cell as an elevator goes up and the floor kind of locks in place there and you can fill underneath. So it's a great job. Cattle heads that pop up there now, and the roof extends up so you can have a double deck. Lorry number 2 of the day, and what a rig it is. Jeez. So the roof goes up and down, each individual cell has an elevator in it. Unreal. Brand new, only 2 months old that trailer. Brand new lorry too. Well, boys and girls, it's all action tonight. As you can see here, this one has starting to put her water bag out there now, so, and you see she's getting agitated and that, so leave her alone for an hour, see how she gets on. If she needs help, then we'll bring her in. And then that's our baby from earlier on. She was born about 3 hours ago, so you can see her there. She's down there with Mammy. So I tried to give her a bit of beesons earlier on, but she wouldn't take it, so she must have fed there. So I'll check on her later on, but leave them alone now. But yeah, we'll come back and check on her in about an hour. And so the surprise that I was kind of holding back because I wasn't sure how they were going to go was I have a couple of embryo heifers, calves. So this one was a section, as you can see. So this is a calf. She's by BYU, which is a Belgian Blue Bull, and the mother was a big Charlie cow. So she's 2 days old, and as you can see, lovely bit of shape. She's a nice colour, and the grey will get dark grey, I'd say, over the time. If she stays that light, it's actually a nice colour. But as you can see, a real muscly calf, doing well. Mammy's a nice quiet cow. Usually I wouldn't come into them like this, but she's a nice quiet cow. So yeah, happy the way he turned out, nice and square, or she, I should say. It's a heifer. So as you can see, really square back, big calf. Really nice markings. I'll zoom out a bit here. How are you, doll? Huh? How are you? I like it when they're this young. They'll come right up to you and you can pet them and stuff. So yeah, happy with her now. I got out of the house and they were behind the house and I could hear a roar and I was like, oh Christ, she's calving, and ran over anyway and she had calved already, so that's fine. The reason why that one was a section was just down to the fact that, well, a big calf obviously, but her pelvis was very small, so left her about an hour when the water bag came out, brought her in then, handled her, and when you put your hand in, one, couldn't get my hand over the head, and two, the legs were kind of, usually they come out like she's diving, but the legs were kind of in under her chin, so basically that's a sign that she was caught at the pelvis, or caught on the cow's pelvis. She couldn't go any further, so vet came, she said yes, sound, so there was a section, but all went well, thank God. So she's getting injections of antibiotics and blue spray on the stitches, and then in about 2 weeks time I'll take the stitches out, just nip them and pull them out, that's all you have to do. So yeah, so all went well with that. I've had a disaster with embryos before, they can be a bit funny like, so but just where I have no cows here myself or no bull, there's no point having cows walking around not doing anything, so the embryos for me are the way to go. Put them in, whether they're good or bad calves, it's the same price as buying an average Springer and Ball, so might as well do it that way, and you're not carrying stock all the time. So I have other embryos stored, and I bought a couple of good ones, sold some average ones and bought some good ones for this year. So we're implanting, if all goes well, I'll be doing it in April. If not, I'm not going to put myself under pressure. If time and money isn't there, I'm going to leave it till next year. But if we get a good run at it, I'll be putting them in April, and they'll be calving next January. And like I said, just the reason I do embryos is because I don't have the space to have a load of cows running around in a bull separate, or time for AI and separately or whatever. So it just suits me that you put in the embryo. If it takes, it takes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever. But at least you know, they ring you and say, right, you have 2 heifers there in calf, or 1 heifer in calf. At least you know the numbers, and you know exactly when they're calving as well. You can kind of organise it better. So how did 2024 go? So 2024 started off crap. Started off shite. Lot of mess at the start of the year, a bit stressful. We had to get rid of the one of the lads that we were rearing for. It got a bit messy. Let's just say I'm glad that's finished with. Some of the pitfalls you have in this job. Then it got better. We started rearing for another crowd. Went really well. Probably grass wise, I'm going to do a bit of reseed now in the springtime. I keep saying it, but I am. Started just getting a bit caught on grass, so if I can push more, going to take less heifers per acre as well. Last year at my peak, when I had the most heifers, I had 2.2 heifers to the acre, which was too many. So that was at the peak. Now a few went back then. They went back, they had warts, so they went back for treatment. So then we went down to about 1.8 heifers per acre. Probably going to bring that back to 1.6. There's a difference between maximum stocking rate and optimum stocking rate, and I'm starting to learn that, in that if you're maxed out constantly, you're always on the threshold of nitrates, always on the threshold of making profit, always on the threshold of running out of grass. You're at the mercy of weather. You can't really get as much silage done, or you're kind of pushing. So I think what I'm going to do now is kind of bring it back a little bit, just a little bit. Bring it back maybe by, instead of 100 heifers, maybe bring it back to 90 from the other crowd. I have 14 from David, so I'll be running about 100 to 110 heifers. That's enough. That's enough for me now. I have the 2 Dexters, their calves have to go, and I have the 2 embryo calves. Hopefully, if all goes well, they'll be staying around for the summer. So that means there that I'll have around 120 animals on roughly 65 acres of grass, 68 acres. Now it's not going to be constantly, like I said, that 2.2 thing, it was constantly over the year. I won't have any animals now until I only have the few that are left here, and Dave is 14 for the next couple of months. So that's going to allow me to catch up on stuff. So yeah, like I said, going back to 1.6 heifers. You might think I'm making less money, which is true, but I also have way less expenditure and way less pressure. So that's what I'm going to probably do. If more land comes up, if some opportunities come up, I will take it, and I will bring more heifers again on that 1.6 to 1.7 heifer scale. That's per acre, or stocking rate. That's what I'm going to be aiming for. During the winter then, have to improve quality of bales. Silage is fine, just need to be packed more. It's a conversation we'll have with the contractor now over the spring, and that's the only issue with that. We had enough silage to get us through, but like I said, we had 86 heifers in the sheds, and probably too many. Probably going to bring back down to 70 or 75. Again, just to take pressure off me and pressure off the animals in the shed, that they're not having to, and that none of them kind of get left behind. None of them did, because I can feed out the back of one of the sheds, but we're just going to bring it back, bring everything back a little bit, just to make life a little bit easier, and have a bit more time. And what are the plans for 2025 on the farm? Well, at the minute, there's not a whole pile of big sort of ideas that I have. Really, over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be tidying the place up. It's an absolute mess. Get fences ready for springtime and stuff like that. Normal sort of maintenance jobs. I might, if I switch the camera around here, I was thinking, never mind this mess now, but I was thinking of bracing a shed off this out here and putting a 3-bay dry shed sort of that way. There is grants coming out for sheds, so I'll see whether it's cheaper to do it with a grant or whatever, but I've been talking about a shed for the last 3 years and it hasn't gone up, so don't fucking hold your breath that it's going up this year. I don't know whether it is or not, but I have to do something, because my own cattle and David's, because these cattle are in quarantine in the sheds, I couldn't bring my own stuff in, and the land has suffered because of it. Gateways and stuff like that got poached, so that's another thing that I have to do. I have to go out with the rotavator and a bit of seed and fix up all the stuff around the place, bits and pieces like that. But at the minute, nothing major. Reseeding, spraying, maybe the embryo work, maybe the shed. I was thinking of trialing tractors this year, and maybe not buy one this year, but I was thinking of trialing one to make up my mind on what I want to buy. I reached out to a load of different brands to see whether they want to do videos, because I was thinking, sure, if you get one on a week's trial, you can do 5 or 6 different brands, farmers tractors, but none of them got back to me, so obviously they don't want to do it, which is fair enough, fine. I think they thought I was just trying to get a free tractor really, but obviously that's not going to happen. But I just wanted to film. If they're sending it out for a week, I might as well film it, like, you know. At the minute, the brands I have in mind are Valtra and Massey. I like the look of Massey, even though they're a bit soft, I heard. And Valtra, the reason I like it is I just think they're a nice tractor. New Holland's over the road here, Cases in Castlebar, Landini's also in Bohola, and New Holland. There is Valtra, the closest one I think to us is Clark's in Roscommon, and there's Fent and Massey in Kilmaine. Obviously won't be getting a Fent, but it'd be nice to test one. So if any of you are watching this or whatever and do want to do it, get in touch with whatever, my emails and my homepage there, but just like that, they haven't got back. So I don't know whether that's going to happen this year or not, but it's something I wanted to do, so I'm kind of putting it in here to put feelers out there. Maybe you might know someone who has a dealership who wants to send something. And this is the other baby. So this is 2 days old as well, and she is a Belgian Blue off a Partenay cow. You know it's Partenay because it has a little black nosing on it. Now you can see where they're digging it up a bit around here, but she came out very plain, but she's, over the last few days, I tell you, she's starting to put on, kind of shaping up a bit, like. So you can see the back there, you can see like the line of muscle starting to develop on her. So I'm very actually happy with the way she's going, you know. Again, she's for a different sort of setup, you know what I mean, but she won't be hitting the shows during the summertime or anything, but she'd be a really, really good breeding heifer, you know. So her mother is, oh, and here's the Dexter that had the pneumonia, little fat boy. She's a heifer that has to be killed. She's the one that broke her leg, or she hurt her leg and the bone setter came out and fixed it. This is Mammy then of the heifers, and I have to say Dara Markham done the stuff this year for me, done the embryo transfers, and he put them into really, really good heifers, really strong big heifers. Then this is the Dexter heifer that had the calf this year. This is the older Dexter's bull calf. He'll be heading for that soon. And then this is old Mammy. So she'll probably go this year as well, I'd say. I don't want her around the place, so I'll probably keep the Dexter heifer. So now, nothing wrong with this cow at all, but just she has a mind of her own, let's just put it like that. She's like having a mountain goat around the place. So yeah, I'm back to baby. So you can see here as well where they've just, during the winter time, just this base is square here. I'll have to basically take out the rotavator and just reseed that, but that's all gravel underneath there, it's just surface muck anyway. Just this bit, and I suppose maybe a roll and a bit of a harrow and throw a bit of seed in it, it'll be fine.